once again in the lovely Champagne Dreams Productions branch office. Let's zoom in a little bit. Hello. How are we doing? How's your Monday going? My Monday be Mondaying. It is. I keep hoping that one of these days is going to be an easy day. Like, I just keep hoping that I'm going to come in and today will be the day that things go easy. Most of my team is in Barcelona, so they are on a different time schedule than I am, but things have still been a little bit wild and woolly. Sorry, I just noticed a blush that I forgot to put away. I was going to put that away. Random. How's everybody doing? Hello, Alex. Nice to see you. Yeah, just wanted to pop on. This is a little bit later than a typical lunch break live. Can we also talk about the fact that I tried this different haircut? And the thing with this haircut is that I kind of have to use like some kind of styling product. Otherwise, back here, it immediately starts to like do all kinds of weird things. And like bedhead is much more of a situation than it was when I just had the little short hair. And then like every once in a while, it just kind of gets a little, I've got a kind of soft hold hair product, but I'm still not sure how I feel about it. It's feeling less lesbian math teacher, but it's still, I'm not sure about it. I'm not sure about it. And especially because this is going to grow. Oh, but look, see, there's like, oh, there's a little piece hanging down over here. And like, oh, I thought that was up with the others. There's just more work to it. I like having hair that's not fussy because I don't like to do anything with it. But let's get into what we are here for. Let's get into what we are doing. Hello, everybody. Hello, welcome. Hello, Alex. Hello, anybody that might join us. We have a new palette to look at. This was something that was actually gifted to me. So if you've been around these chats before, if you've been part of the chats here or over on Dion's channel, you will know Janet. And if you follow her on Instagram, you know she's always posting fabulous looks. I'm always loving her lip colors. I'm always being like, what's that? Tell me what that is. I might want to buy that. Janet decided to send me a little present. Excuse me. My daughter cut my youngest son's hair yesterday. It's kind of like your cut, a little longer than yours on top. Does she, is she a stylist? I literally almost, Alex, this is where my brain is at. This is how this Monday has been. I almost said, oh, is she a hair cutter? Like, what? Is she a hair cutter? Like, what kind of Appalachian Barbie situation was I having? Okay. Now that I've laughed at myself about that. So Janet wanted to send me a little gift. She has sent me a little gift before. She is 16, but a natural artist, everything. I love that. That's one skill. People who can cut their own hair, I am jealous because I hate having to like set aside time to go get haircuts and trying to like figure out how to work it into my schedule. And haircuts I remember when I used to be able to go to the mall and go to Regis and get an $8 haircut because I'm old. And so I remember when I could do that, and I cannot do that anymore. And so I'm very sad. But yeah, so we have a little gift today from Janet. If you know Janet, she is a moderator with me over on Dion's channel, and she stops by this channel quite a bit to chat in the lives. And Janet had previously sent me, I think I've got some sitting over here maybe. She had gifted me some, oh, what's happening? Things are sticking. She had sent me some lip products and some loose powder products from Mandy Makeup. Now, Mandy recently, hello, Janet, I was just talking about you. So she sent me a couple liquid lipsticks and this bullet lipstick and some loose highlighter slash blush topper. These are from Mandy Makeup. Now, Mandy Makeup did just announce that they are closing down. So they have a sale where they have, I think, 40% off on any orders over $39.95. And so I'm a little bummed that I didn't get to these before they announced that, because I know, but we are going to use these in a look, because I also went and I bought this palette, the Wado Potato, which is themed around their cat, which I love. And so I do want to play around with this and I want to do some stuff, but I thought this might be a nice pairing to this new palette. So Janet sent me this palette. Oh, let me also switch to all messages before I forget about it. just to make sure I didn't miss anybody. So Janet from Terra Moons sent me this. This is the Ophiuchus palette. This is Ophiuchus is a constellation, sometimes referred to as the 13th zodiac. It is the serpent bearer. So people said that this constellation looked like a man who was holding this other constellation, Serpentius or Serpentus. So it's called the serpent bearer. But I can never see constellations. I can sometimes see like Orion's belt, but I'm not good at seeing like actual constellations. Big ups to those people who actually can, because I just look up and I see stars. And so they have some wild ideas of like things that people were doing in the heavens based on those constellations. So this is the Ophiuchus palette. And so it's got, and it's interesting because they've used this image. This is actually like an Ouroboros, which is the serpent that devours itself. And so I thought that was interesting. It is the serpent bearer, but the Ophiuchus is actually not the serpent itself. It's the man who's holding the serpent. But I thought that was an interesting, kind of fun little nod to that. So these are the shades. So we've got some beautiful, beautiful greens, and we've got some gorgeous, shifty shades. I don't know if the shifts, they sometimes don't want to show very well on camera, and I'm not very good at showing them. That is my challenge. I'm not very good at showing the shifts. But so I think what I'm going to do is I think at some point we'll do a makeup play day, and instead of using the Wado Potato, I will use the Mandy makeup with this palette. And so since this is green, the two liquid lipsticks are green. So we've got kind of a dark green. So we'll probably do a green ombre. I think I love a green ombre lip. This one probably won't get used. This is the red, Victory Red, which is this beautiful, like, orangey red. Very similar to, like, the Van Gogh red from Hung Van Gogh Beauty. Hello, Beauty Smoothie. Hello, nice to see you. Welcome, welcome. And so that one probably won't get used in the playtime. I think we'll stick to the greens. And then we've got some beautiful, this looks like it's kind of a peach with like a green in it. We'll probably use a little bit of that. Guap looks like it's got some green, so we've got some options. Excuse me, pretty girl. Angel Baby looks like it's more of a true gold, so I think we'll maybe we'll probably stick to these two and the two lipsticks when we do the look. But I like this because it's got a lot of greens. I mean, we know I love greens. I go on and on obsessively about green. But what I also like is I like that this is looking really brown on camera. And maybe it is kind of brown. But I like that it's kind of an orangey brown because I love greens with brown. What? I love greens with orange. I love greens with orange. He tried calling me earlier and my grandmother kept trying to talk over us speaking to each other. That was interesting. Hello. Yes. So here we have some good. My husband is driving us home. Yes. I never get to be the passenger princess. Can we just talk about that? Can we talk about the fact that even when I was married, I hardly ever got to be the passenger princess? It makes me a little sad because sometimes I just want to like rest and nap in the car. And my ex-husband was kind of an ass because I don't know if he did this on purpose or if he was just not a very great driver. But he would like, anytime I would almost be asleep, he would like, the car would like jerk to one side. I think he did it on purpose because I think he wanted me to stay awake and like keep him company or whatever. But I was just like, sometimes I get to be the passenger princess because he had no problems just like falling right the fuck to sleep whenever I was driving. So I'm totally over driving. People are so wild these days. Yeah, people are feral. But yeah, so I like oranges so I like that this is a little bit of an orange brown. Some of these have kind of an orangey, kind of peachy flip. There's some gold, some green. Excuse me, I'm still congested. So tired of that. That's what happens to me every year is I'll get sick and I'm only like sick for like 2 days. And then the congestion in my throat just like hangs around for 100 years. It's the worst. All right, should we do some swatches? Should we do a few Let me for sure. I mean, these mattes look beautiful, but I mean, as always, I am looking to swatch the shimmers because those are my favorite. So let me... 3. So there are six shimmers in this palette. So those are the first 3, and you can see very shifty. Now, I've never had a palette from Terra Moons before. I have had singles from Terra Moons. I ordered a few, just a selection of singles. I don't know that I got like a full bundle or anything. I know that I got some individual singles. I might have gotten a small bundle of some things. I don't really remember, but I'm terrible about using my single shadows, so I love this as like a palette because I just have such a hard time even remembering to pull out the singles. So those are the first 3. So they are kind of the top row shimmers. And so there we go. So this one, so we have Alpha Ophiuchus is this green one. Then this one is Kepler Supernova, and then Zeta Ophiuchus from top to bottom. I don't have enough hands to keep holding that up. So let me see. They're very glittery. So I did wipe my hand off wipe my fingers off. I am seeing little glitter particles left over from the swatches. So there's definitely a lot of glitter content in here. So let me go ahead and grab the next 3. Now, some of these are the more kind of flaky, and then some, they're a little bit of a smoother, a more finely milled kind of formula. It's a bit of a mix. Knocking things over every single time. Oh, that one's very flaky. Oofta. And then this one. All right, so there we have that. Ooh, that shimmery, greenish, bluish. Oh, totally don't mind if someone wrecks their car. They're always speeding when they do it anyway. Last guy fled the scene after railing our no spray sign. Cub lied and said there was no damage. The sign was there where I placed it. I'd call that destroyed, yeah. If the post and no sign missing, let's just assume it was damaged. Yeah. Yeah, people, I saw an accident. I was on the way to a show this weekend, and like there was this old white man. It's always an old white man. Like he was in the left turn lane, and there was a car here. I was behind him because I was also turning, and so like the person in the left turn lane and the person here started going at the same time because there was nobody. But then he all of a sudden decided he needed to turn right, and he turned right into that other vehicle. And it's like, what are you doing? Like, if you're going to suddenly go from the left turn lane to turning right, don't you think you should look to see if there's a vehicle there? Like, I just was like, it's too much. There was somebody else that was nearby that witnessed it, and I was running late to get to the theater, so I did just kind of leave. I know I probably should have, like, stayed and given a statement or whatever, but I was like, I'm going to miss the show. And this old white man is clearly at fault, and I don't know how he's going to explain his way out of this one. He's clearly going to be at fault. So I was like, there's somebody else here to give a statement. That's fine. Hello, Dion. How's it going? So there are the 6. So let me try to do the names again. I won't hold the palette up at the same time. But let me see if I can put it somewhere where I can actually read it while I'm holding up my hand. No, probably not. Okay, so from top to bottom, we have Alpha Ophiuchus, Kepler Supernova, Zeta Ophiuchus, Little Ghost Nebula. That's that kind of sheer base green purple, that beauty. 13th Zodiac is that really, really flaky kind of champagne taupe. And then Twin Set Nebula is the bottom one, that kind of lime green with that really strong peachy red. Oh, that one's really pretty. These are gorgeous. That is what I remember about Terra Moons. Like I said, I'm terrible about remembering to pull out any of my single shadows. I've got some from Terra Moons, but I've got a ton from like Divina. I've got Lethal. I've got God, what was that? Was it Copacetic Cosmetics that used to do the like monthly? I have a bunch from them. I have some other ones. I always forget that they're there. I forget that they exist. I don't always know how to use them. I need to be better about trying to figure out maybe some sort of lucky dip live to try to figure out how to pair them with other things. But I remember them being very sparkly and beautiful, and these absolutely live up to that. I am dying to do some sort of combination of like this one with this one. I think those two together with some of these green mats. That one and maybe that one. Gorgeous. And then start bringing in some of the other colors. So we are definitely going to have, I need to look at the colors and try to come up with a theme around which, because I think, like I said, I think we're going to do the Mandy makeup. Let me go ahead and swatch those so we can see those next to the... These are the liquid lipsticks from Mandy Makeup. They are having a closing sale, so if you want to go pick anything up, they do have a lot of things discounted. And so there are the two shades of the green lipstick, which we would probably do an ombre with. And then let me even do some swatches of those loose powder products, just to see what we might want to combine. Oh, so much loose powder. Okay. That's the trouble. Sometimes these little jars, even if they have the little sifters, if they get jangled around, like so much of the product goes on top of the sifter anyway, that when you open it, it just sort of wants to get everywhere. Ooh, this is pretty. Okay, let me wipe off my hands. Okay. I like this as like a blush topper because this is kind of the peachy one. Peach and green, especially if we do kind of a green highlight, because I love peach blush with green. So there's the first two. That top one is Angel Baby. I know I already took my hand away. That's the one, although that looks pretty with these other ones. Let me get all of them swatched. Hello, working on my income tax. Done with that crap for today. All right. So there's the three loose powder products from Mandy Makeup. And so I think, like I said, I think these two will probably match the best, although that does look good with the shimmers. All right. Hello, Mama Champagne. Hello, Laura. Chamaro, is that how you say it? Chamaro. I'm assuming it's got like a French T, or it could be Chamarot. I don't know, but my guess is that it's maybe French. Can correct me if you'd like. So yeah, so I think we'll do some sort of play day where we'll do an ombre of those liquid lipsticks. We'll do the Ophiuchus palette, and then we've got these loose powder products. Well, maybe we'll find a way to work in the Wado potato, because I think there are some things in here that would also work well with this. So maybe we'll do, yes, you are French. Well, welcome. I took French for one semester in college, and I was not very good at it. I'm fine with like learning the vocabulary, and I'm fine with writing. It's the listening, because my brain doesn't process fast enough when I'm listening. And especially because my main language that I took was German. I was a little bit better at German. I still kind of struggled with the listening, but with French, it's so fast. Like I felt like people speak so fast, and then also the way that sometimes words like you know, if something ends with a vowel, it sometimes like just goes right into the next word. And so like trying to listen, I was just like, I was overwhelmed. I was not very good at it. So people who can speak French, I have a huge respect for, because I felt that was a very difficult, it was very difficult for me to learn, but I did all right in the one semester that I did it. It was, and it's beautiful. I love to listen to it, but I don't, just like hearing it is very beautiful, but I was not very accomplished at trying to learn it. So I stuck with German, which is much more, it's much more guttural. I think German can be a very pretty language as well, but it's much more, there's more like hard stops. There's more, it's got more of a like, it doesn't kind of flow as much. It's more like it's got, you know, I don't know how to say it. Like, I don't, like, it's more like broken up. Like, it just feels more, I don't know if I'm explaining that very well, but those are the colors. So these are fabulous things that were gifted by Janet. Let me just put a couple of the mattes on here just so we can see. This like minty green is insane. Look at those two mattes. Oh, this is going to be so gorgeous. Those mattes, it's a little different. Like this is a little bit more foresty green. This is a little bit more teal. But like these two together are almost analogous with those two lip colors. I think that's going to pair together really, really nicely. I think that that's going to be... I think that's going to be good. So I'm excited. We got to figure out what kind of theme we want to do, what kind of something serpenty, I mean, it seems. And maybe some like peachy blush. Yeah, so that's all. We have a couple of other things that are on their way. We've got the Blend Bunny Masterclass Volume 2 is on its way to me. That was the big release that I was super excited for. Those are the new blush, contour, bronzer, face complexion palettes. There's some blush, there's some shimmery kind of blush. Very similar to the Masterclass blush palette, which if you remember was my #1 product of the year for 2025, was the Masterclass blush palette. So I'm excited, even though I'm never that excited for bronzers, I'm excited for these bronzers. I'm excited to play around with them and yeah, see what I can come up with. Let me go ahead and put a little bit. Oh, speaking of Blend Money, I do like this micellar water. This is the Vanishing Act micellar water, and putting this just into like a makeup wipe just to add a little extra oomph. But I will say that like the bottle, the closer is like, it's a little aggressive. Like it just, I don't know if the little pin that goes down into the hole where the product comes out, I think is a little too long. So getting it open again is always a little bit of a struggle. But look at how I just put a little bit into that makeup wipe, and there's a little bit of like green or residue that's here, probably because I didn't use like a fresh clean makeup wipe. I put it into the one I was already wiping the shadows. But yeah, so there's mostly gone. The glitter is mostly gone, so there's maybe a little bit of a green tinge left, but not very much. Maybe a few specks of glitter here and there, but I'm pretty impressed with this. I mean, micellar water is micellar water, but I do really like this from Blend Bunny, and I think their remover is pretty good. But yeah, that's it. I should probably go back to work. I've still got things to do. But I appreciate everybody stopping by. Yes, Mama Champagne, don't forget to circle back around and see what you missed. Anybody who stopped in the chat, I would love it if you would consider popping back around once this becomes a video and leaving a comment. Help me feed the algorithm, feed the beast. While you are down there, leaving me that comment, don't forget that you can give me that thumbs up to tell me that you appreciated the video, or if you are like, girl, why are you here doing swatches again and trying to like juggle the palette and do all that stuff? You haven't worked out your system yet. Go ahead and give me that thumbs down. It is all engagement. The algorithm isn't a picky bitch, and neither am I. Woo, knocking things over. And while you're down there, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, become part of the family, and hit that bell icon so you'll be notified of all future uploads. I try really hard to make sure I have at least one video or live a week. And if you're lucky, If you're very lucky, you might even get a bonus video. Ooh, serpent bearer-rific. If you'd like to chat, banter, or commiserate between uploads, all of my social media will be linked down in the description box below, including a link to my website, just pretend it's there, The World of Champagne at janessaj.com. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you again to Janet. This was such a lovely gift. I am so excited to play with this. This is looking very, very fun. So thank you to Janet for sending me this. I am very excited to rip into this and see what we can create, what kind of green serpenty sort of look we can come up with. And until I see you all again, bye. And the awkward shutdown of the stream. All right, bye.